I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Hi, folks. We're here at Campione Reacts one more time. Thank you for being a Campione, a champion. And we're going to do some reactions today to Ultimatums. That's right. This is the third in our series, conquering Ultimatums and whether or not they're a good idea. And we have a panel of lovely ladies here that are worth your time and your attention, which means go check out and subscribe to their channels as soon as you possibly can. Let's bring the ladies in. We've got, of course, Tugs here. What's going on, Tugs? How you doing, dear?
I'm doing good. Glad to be back.
I'm glad you're here. We've got a new panelist in Rosie. That's right. Joe's got some thoughts probably on this and is probably unprepared for this first clip. But thanks for being here, Joe.
Glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here. I really am. And of course, we've got Nadia once again, the panelist that seems to always be here. How you doing, dear?
I'm good. I'm excited to get into this. So,
all right. And you can check out the ladies down below in the description and subscribe to their channels. They do a variety of things, and all of them are informative and entertaining, especially those that, do watch parties, which seems to be everybody here. Anyway, let's get going. We've got we've got some interesting clips. This one, like I said, we're talking about ultimatums and whether or not they're a good idea or whether or not people's motivations may be pure. This first clip, out of control. So here we go.
One thing I did that made my dating life better is to stop giving men like ultimatums. Do you know how angry and how just bitter I had become, like, to start giving men ultimatums like it's this or that? I didn't realize how bitter and angry I was with just men overall. And then in the long run, it really wasn't even a man, because it's gonna be a dog the way it go. So it wasn't them, it was how I was behaving and what I was letting them do to me. And then you can stop all this by having boundaries. You don't have to give a man an ultimatum. You can just have boundaries. That way, when they sit in place and they, like, cross the boundary, cross the line with you, you can just... I stopped doing a whole lot of talking and started cheating. And it's not to say cheating is the answer, but sometimes it is.
Yeah,
Such a turn. I was like, yeah. Okay, I can see where you're going with this. Okay, no, she's got points.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, and then she throws you the big old swerve. But I'm going to say it this way, right? And Nadia, we'll start with you. When she introduced the idea of just the infidelity, was that the right solution for people not obeying your quote unquote boundaries or expectations? And is that a good enough reason to quit giving ultimatums?
I don't think there's ever a case or scenario where cheating should be the answer to any issues you are having in your relationship. If you are having problems in your relationship and your partner is, I don't want to say not doing what you'd like, or maybe she's right, like maybe they cross your boundaries, or maybe you guys aren't aligned in what you want out of the relationship, then I think that's not a relationship you should be in. I don't think you should continue a relationship and just be like, oh, you know what? He crossed my boundary. I'm just going to go cheat on him. And just, just get my dopamine from the other guy. And then, but I'm still going to continue this relationship. It doesn't, yeah. What? Yeah, that's all I got. Don't cheat, folks. Don't cheat.
Hey, look, yeah, I mean, let's not condone some very bad behavior. But look, Rosie is here. I want to ask you, what do you think how you break the mindset of giving a man an ultimatum, and do you think you replace it with something? I mean, I'm not going to suggest infidelity, but what do you do in that type of situation?
This smacks of just a core piece of a relationship is missing if you're at the point where you have infidelity or you have the need for ultimatums. A relationship that is a healthy relationship should have communication. So for instance, in all my relationships, I have always been very expressive and expect the other person. Like, we have conversations about what our expectations are, about what our, in this case, this lady's just talking about boundaries. So there's no surprises. So even if you're not at the place where, like, let's say you're, do you want to have kids? Oh, no, we're not going to have kids. It's like, you should know that well ahead of time. That should be ground, like, floor conversations that you have. And, if you don't have communication and you're at the point where you're like, my solution is just cheat. I'm sorry, just break up. It's not right for you. That's the wrong situation. And maybe she's the problem, frankly.
You know what? That's an observation for sure. And it does always come down to communication. We've noted that on any of these clips that we've monitored the last few weeks, especially with Ultimatum. So with all that said, Tugs, is this lady onto something that, you know, maybe replace the ultimatum with something else, or is it, as Joe just said, let's do a better relationship in the future? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, she had, from what I could understand anyway, she had a good point. She did have good points where she was like, women who are angry and bitter give ultimatums and frustrated. And that's very true, because you're so frustrated, you're so whatever, disconnected from your relationship, you're feeling a certain type of way that you feel like you have to give these ultimatums for whatever reason is going on, and you're usually super angry, super cranky, super bitter about it. At this point, you're disassociated with your man, whatever is going on. So she's right in that sense, and ultimatums are not the way to do it, because that's just putting pressure that you don't need, and no man responds well to an ultimatum in general. So like, challenge accepted kind of thing. But then she lost me at the whole, like, cheating's not the way either. Maybe just don't date this person in the first place. That might have been a thing, you know, because if you're usually that angry in your relationship to need an ultimatum, or feel like you need an ultimatum, you're feeling frustrated, whatever, that means that whatever little things that bothered you for months, for years, for whatever, have now built up to a point, and you have not talk to this person about it, and now the only way that you feel like you can get heard, or that you feel like you can get this relationship, is to give them an ultimatum. That's not good. That's not a good relationship for you in general, and it should have never gotten to that point. You should have never gotten together. Hindsight's 2020. So maybe we either sit down and talk and work through it, and you try and make him understand, which also can be difficult because men think differently than we do. And if nothing changes, then maybe we just leave the relationship. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, and with all that being said, is there anything else that the three of you would like to say about replacing ultimatums with infidelity? Because I still think that's the most ridiculous part of this.
Don't do that. That's not good.
Nadia.
I'm with Tugs. She had good points up until that. Like that, it to me, she's just saying, okay, I'm just gonna take the easy way. We're out. This is the easiest way to, instead of actually working on your relationship, having the communication, and then maybe being a mature adult, realizing relationship's not working. Maybe there's someone, you know, better out there that has the same values I have, want the same future I want. And then, yes, heartbreak is awful. Breakups are awful, but it's going to be way worse if you cheat on someone. Like, it's just, you look like an a-hole. You look like an a-hole.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and here's the thing. We still have a couple more of these to go through. So let me throw some more ultimatum issues at you. Here we go.
I've decided I'm giving my boyfriend an ultimatum. Call me crazy. Some of you guys think he's cheating on me. I told him, if you have something to tell me, if you have something to confess to me about how the earring I found in your car was there, come and tell me, and I'll find a way to forgive you, and we'll figure it out together. I told him I'll have my coffee and I'll be outside waiting for you. But if you don't show up, that means you have nothing to tell me. There is nothing going on. You didn't cheat. We're just perfect Chad. I told him, I promise you, I'm not gonna kill you. I need to know the truth. If he comes, we'll figure it out together. If he doesn't come, that means it's all in my head. I'm being delulu. But I swear to God, if you don't come and you are still lying to my face, you're gonna meet crazy Leah. I give an ultimatum. I'll be waiting outside. I'm gonna make him coffee too, in case he comes.
I already think that is crazy, Leah.
Yeah, I would say so too. Yeah, no, in fact, Joe, Rosie, do me a favor and tell me, what if this presents itself as an opportunity to come clean, I mean, is there anything positive about what she said in this? This is why I'm thinking that social media has just gone mad.
No, if I was the guy, and clearly, I mean, at this point, she's found another woman's earring. There's potential, innocent answers to that. Maybe he gave someone a ride. Maybe he was a sister. I don't know. But, maybe it was cheating. It's probably what's going on here. If I was the guy and I saw her crazy eyes going, I gave him an ultimatum, he's going to get crazy Leah if he doesn't come. I mean, that's not very inspiring to me. I'd be like, oh crap, I don't want to deal with this. So I'm just going to avoid that. It's not, it's definitely like in her mind, she's thinking, I gave him an out. I told him I would forgive him. On one hand, you said that, but on the other side, you said, if you don't, I'm going to get crazy on you. Those are mixed messages.
Yeah, I don't actually read a lot of upside there. Nadia, I don't think you would deal with like this in this way. I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
Why is she posting this on the internet? If she's having problems in her relationship, why is she posting? This is a problem with couples that you post all, like, you don't keep certain things private. You don't, if you have a problem in your relationship, 9 out of 10 times, bitter women will come into your comments and say, you're right, girl, he's cheating on you. He found, they will instigate it. Why is she looking for advice outside of maybe a good friend, family, if there's an issue there? Why post it? If I was the dude and I saw that while I'm driving my way over there, or just in general, I'd be like, all right, I'm dodging a bullet. I'm dumping this girl. Regardless if he's in the wrong. If he's cheated, then honestly, that relationship should be broken. But if it's like Joe said, it's innocent. Maybe he gave somebody a ride. Maybe it's his sister's. Who knows, right? If I saw that, I'd be like, no, thank you. I don't want a future with this. I'm out. So don't post your shit on the internet.
No, and that's the thing, right? That's kind of the theme of this particular part of this clip is don't post your public stuff, right? I mean, Tugs, are we wrong? Is it a good idea to go to the internet to blast it, put this guy on blast, and try to share it with the world? Is that a good plan?
No, it's never a good plan. She also looks 20 something years old, and that their whole lives are on the internet. So she even said in her own video that the chat or her comments, the people following her were the ones that were like, girl, he's cheating on you, not her. That wasn't her first instinct. She just probably was like, oh, I found an earring in my boyfriend's car. Should I be worried? And the entire comment section was like, yeah, probably. You know what I mean? But that's the world we live in now. These kids are literally chronically online. That's their whole lives, and they make money doing it. So I get why she's doing it. I don't think it's right. I'm not going to go, Duke and I have a big fight. I'm not going to go on TikTok and be like, I just had a fight with my boyfriend. Like, I'm not going to do that. But a 22-year-old is going to. So it's like, that's the generational gap in the social media gap. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think that gap does exist, and I think we're seeing more and more examples of it every day. I'm like, why? First of all, chronically online is going to give you like mental problems, but we'll set that aside for now. Let's talk about the fact that I don't think this is the dopamine hit that she wants, because if she's that engaged with what her chat says or any of this other stuff, it means that her locus is actually external to her. It's not within her, and that's just not the way to live. But again, my reaction solely. Let's get to this final clip that I think you guys are really going to appreciate. Here we go.
I'm scared.
So do you think giving an ultimatum to a partner to get your needs met a good idea or a bad idea?
Yes, great idea. First, you ask to see him in the sober light of day. Don't do it at night because you'll end up in bed. You want to be out in public so he can't lose his temper. And you just go,
hi, John. I just want to let you know that this has been the best relationship, but where do you see us going?
He'll say,
what do you mean?
And you go, well, what's the plan?
Stop. Let awkward pause stretch. Don't fill in the blanks. If he can't come up in 10 seconds what his plan is, this is not your guy. Now you have to say to yourself,
okay, listen, I want to settle down. I just think we're not on the same page. It's been a great relationship, but I need to go find my person.
And act like it doesn't bother you. Now, he's not gone officially till 8 weeks. Science has told us it takes 8 weeks for a man to process. If he comes back within the 8 weeks, he'll start calling and blowing up your phone. And you're to take,
I can't see you in person until you know where you're going and what the plan is.
Click. And unless he takes you to Tiffany's and gets you the ring, bye-bye.
Okay, like, first of all, top-notch editing, right? I'm just going to say that. I wasn't anticipating that to be even, like, remotely as much as we got out of it. But I'm going to tell you right now, guys don't process over 8 weeks. Guys process over 8 hours, maybe. I mean, it's like, first of all, you're wrong. Dudes already know, okay, she's too much trouble. Oh, I really wasn't into this. Ghost. I mean, that's dudes, right? I mean, tell me I'm wrong. I don't know why I'm starting
not
with you,
wrong.
Tugs, but I am starting with you, Tugs.
You're not wrong at all. Men are very processed very quickly. You guys know. I mean, sometimes it might take maybe a month, but if it does, maybe, and that's pushing it. You guys know really quickly whether you want to seriously consider a girl for long term, for marriage, if that's your goal, for marriage, to meet your family, to spend the rest of your life with, to do all these things with. You automatically know. So if there's a hesitation there, I do agree with her on the one hand, like, yeah, you need to sit him down. I agree with where she's going with it. You need to sit him down in the light of day. Yes, she's also correct because you will end up in his bed. um, but and sit him down and be like, listen, this has been going back and forth, or we've been dating for this many years, or this many months, or casually, do we want to get serious? Where are your plans? And your guy's gonna, even if he stutters in that moment, like, that's your answer. The stutter is the answer, because if the guy you're seeing is like, oh no, yeah, no, I totally want to settle down. I really like where this is going. I want to continue this with you. He's gonna say it. If he's hesitant, I think she's right. If he's hesitant, or he kind of stutters and stumbles and is like, doesn't have an answer for you, then that's your answer. And that's fine. Then you do exactly what she says, which is, well, I'm looking for something else and this has been fun. But we're not on the same page and it's time for us to go. Like, you need your person, I need my person. This is what I want. The whole 8-week thing, let it go. Maybe that's weird. But yeah, that's, the men know pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
I think that's actually pretty wild. But it's funny because we've come up with against this a few times on this show already. And for those of you out there watching, there are many more episodes of ultimatums. But I think ultimately it comes out to what you communicate at the beginning or near the beginning of the relationship, right, Nadia?
Yes. So I will be married 10 years next year, and I've been with my husband for 13 years. And when we started dating, I wouldn't say it's an ultimatum, but I did give him, I told him, "Hey, I want us I'm dating to get married." And he obviously was dating to get married too. I said, 2 years of dating. I would like us to be engaged with after 2 years. Like, that's my goal. And then if that's not what you want, let's figure out, and maybe we're not the right person for it. Luckily, we had both mindset of what we were looking for. So I agree with her in a sense. You have to sit down and have that discussion, but I think you have to have that discussion early on in your relationship, though. I think you both need to realize, you both know going in when you're dating what you're dating for, right? If you're just dating to have fun, then you need to be honest with the person. If you're dating like I was to eventually get married, then you need, again, be honest with the person. And if it scares them away, that's not the right person for you. You have to date with intent. And I feel men know within the first month or so, they know this is the person for them. They're very logic in their thinking. Women were more emotional about it. We get attached pretty fast. So I agree with, like Tug said, some of what she's saying, and then some of it no. No.
I think introducing the idea of an ultimatum was one thing. I mean, you should never get to that point because of communication. And that's another theme you're going to see on this channel, the idea of intentional dating. And with that in mind, since this is Rosie's second appearance on the channel, and this is her first ultimatum conversation, what do you think? Do you think that, first of all, I'll say this from the male perspective, 1 to 3 months, he already knows. Okay. And Tug said that, Nadia said that. Do you think that this came about, or this conversation comes about because of a lack of communication?
100%. I feel like maybe I'm an anomaly, but I've had that kind of conversation, just like Nadia said. Like, it's not an ultimatum, it's a conversation. It's ground level. Hey, this is what I'm looking for in this relationship, whether it's just fun or it's just, hey, I'm, at the point where would like to get in a relationship that's serious. In fact, I've had the reverse happen to me. When I was 19, the person I was dating at the time told me that he'd like to be engaged to me one day, and I was like, "Whoa, buddy!" Like, we're like, sophomores in college. This is not happening, and we broke up because I felt like this is not we're not aligned, and that's exactly what it should be. It should not be an ultimatum. It should be a conversation to make sure you're both on the same page. And if he's not on the same page, don't force him to be. Don't be, I'm giving you an ultimatum, and if you're not here with a Tiffany's box, it's over. No, it's over. He's not that into you. Sorry.
I also
Wow,
feel like
no.
not a lot of these girls know what ultimatum actually is.
Yeah.
No, I agree with all of you. And then and again, this is one of those conversations I think we're going to continue on for a very long time. I don't think we're getting away from it anytime soon, and I think we're going to be regularly talking about whether or not an ultimatum actually works going forward. I have to say, we've reached the end of today's conversation. And with that, what do you think? Let us know. If you have any clips to share, put them in the comments section. We will definitely take a look at those and follow all these amazing young women. That's right, Joe Rosie over on her wonderful offerings. And of course, Nadia with what she does with horror, and Tugs because she just game streams everywhere. And on that note, for Campione Reacts, we're out.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.